Hello, good evening. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi, on sign language, Dorothy Namuyomba. Let's dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has implored investors to take advantage of Uganda's economic potential and boost its exports. The president said this during a meeting held today at State Lodge, Nakasero. The group, including delegates from the American diaspora and others, are currently participating in the Pan-African Congress Business Forum, which began on 6th October and will conclude on the 12th at Speak Resort, Munyonyo. The conference aims at strategizing trade and investment in Uganda as a gateway to the East African community and Africa, plus understanding the U.S. standards and Uganda's progress in improving compliance.
What happened between Africa and the West, that we should return favor by giving people back home land, names, and a sense of ownership. But we also wanted them to know our country at a very elemental level, not conferences only, to meet people and see the country and know we have changed, the country has grown.
So what I believe is that the future for us is to dominate an industry that's in the service sector that can give power to the rest of industry, and that's analytics.
Business means you produce a good or a service. You produce it efficiently at a comparatively lower price and good quality. But then the next struggle is to sell what you produce. So that's why here in Africa we had to deal with the issue of the market. If you produce, where do you sell? And that's why we had to deal with the issue of the integration of the African market. When you are here, you have the market of Uganda, you have the growing market of Africa. The growing market of Africa is growing both in quantity, but also in quality. The purchasing power of the Africans has been low, but it's coming up. So I really welcome you. You are in the right place at the right time.
And President Yoweri Museveni has bid farewell to President Faustin Archange Touadera of the Central African Republic, who has been in Uganda for 3 days state visit. At Entebbe International Airport, President Touadera was seen off at 12:50 p.m. by the Vice President Major that is Right Honorable Jessica Alupo on behalf of President Museveni. Others included the Deputy IGP, James Ochaya, the Commander of Air Force, Major General Charles Okidi, and the Minister of Defense, Oboth, and Assistant Commissioner General of Prisons, Robert Munanura. Mr. Touadera was in the country, during which he joined his counterpart to mark Uganda's 62nd independence anniversary in Busia district.
Congratulate the Minister of the Defense for all of this organization who come here. This impressed me very well.
The Italian government has selected 5 African countries, Uganda inclusive, to benefit from the Italian Climate Fund through the Green Cities Initiative Uganda. The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO country representative Antonio Corredo informed the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja this morning that 2 cities in Uganda will benefit from the fund in the first phase of the project.
The Green Cities Initiative, championed by the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO of the United Nations, aims at promoting sustainable urban development by encouraging cities to adopt environmentally friendly policies and practices. The initiative is expected to reduce carbon emissions, promote renewable energy, enhance public transportation systems, and integrate green spaces like parks and urban forests into the city planning. The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO country representative Antonio Guerido today informed the Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi that the Italian government has selected 5 African countries, Uganda inclusive, to benefit from the Italian Climate Fund through the Green Cities Initiative Uganda.
Climate Fund is quite a substantive amount of resources that they have put there. They have in Africa they have selected only actually 5 countries. Uganda is one of them, and they really want to be transformative investments.
The project will assist cities to identify and develop bankable investment strategies tailored towards supporting adaptations to climate shocks.
FAO embarked on the process of looking for financial support, and this is how the Italian Climate Fund and the Italian Development Corporation came into play to work with FAO. And we are now in a phase that we call the project preparatory phase, preparing what these countries and these cities want to do. The country representative said this starting is with 5 countries in Africa and looking at 10 cities, but FAO has a dream of mobilizing the resource to reach to 300 cities in Africa.
The Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi proposed that Kampala Metropolitan and Hoima City should be the first beneficiary of the project because of the strategic nature of the 2 cities.
But now Hoima is overwhelmed, Kampala is overwhelmed, and Entebbe. Entebbe, because of what you know. Secondly, Entebbe, we are challenged because of the aviation and these other things. It's our face. It's our face. It connects us to the international community. So we'll focus there earlier than any other place. That's me in my thinking. And being in the driving seat, I will request that you allow me focus you where I see that Soroti we can handle. Ginger is bad love than Soroti. Even, but we needed to see how to negate quickly and solve where it pays most. Secondly, we are going to have the African AFCON. Yes, so we are going to have the AFCON in the near future. So we will see how best to handle this quickly. If this project is coming in that short time, we will really look at Hoima. Yes. Hoima, Entebbe, and Kampala.
The initiative comes at a time when the country was recently hit by a disaster when the Kitez landfill collapsed, killing 35 people.
Yes, we are working on Kampala, Greater Kampala Metropolitan, and then the other cities. But if we develop a plan for another city, government will have to take this opportunity that the one we develop for any other city can easily be customized. And by change of name, if we take Hoima, maybe at another stage, when we change name, we can easily say from Hoima now to Mbarara, and we do resource mobilization without going back into the process of developing.
Look at Kampala alone. I want us to look at Wakiso, Mukono, where possible Mpigi, and then this other side, because the challenge is big. I'm so grateful.
We really appreciate your leadership.
I appreciate your time.
Uganda, Kenya, Senegal, Mozambique, and Algeria are the 5 African countries selected to benefit from the Italian Climate Fund for the Green City Initiative.
And government has officially closed Chitezi camp, which has been hosting hundreds of people recently displaced by the garbage slide. The Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Eliana Bear, warned the victims that against staying back, stating that government has already paid each household 2 million shillings for rent.
Kitezi landslide victims that have been staying in a camp that was created after the garbage slide have only a few hours left to vacate the camp.
We no longer want to see anybody in the camp by tomorrow. Camp is closed. The other time was already commissioned. Today we are now closing with what we already planned as government to support them.
This follows government's commitment of paying each household 2 million shillings for rent and providing relief package.
We are giving these items to support the people who are living in the camps here in Chitezi. And all of them received 2 million shillings already, which was given to them, and the Prime Minister was here to commence that distribution. And this package is meant to facilitate, to support them as they move out of the camps.
The Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness, Lilian Abe, assured landlords who lost their houses in the disaster that government is in the final stages of evaluating the damage for compensation.
The issues concerning landlords, we are going to have a discussion and we'll have a meeting with the landlords to communicate what is the result from the government value. That is what is going to happen.
However, some of the victims whose properties were destroyed by the disaster expressed dissatisfaction with the compensation process, feeling left out.
Now they have closed the camp. We are asking ourselves, where are we going to go to follow our issues of the water as perfecting by the water? Now we have a lot of pain because government have left us behind. They talk about other things, people were buried by the garbage and whatever, but we were affected by the water and we are not sleeping in our houses. They don't talk about us. They don't talk about rent. They don't talk about feeding. They don't talk about the education of our children. Some of them, they are still home. We don't have school fees because we are doing our business in the place. Now we are no longer even access the place. Our properties are being stolen.
Oko Joseph, UBC.
Now, the industrial action by a section of Makerere University staff is now in its fourth day. This protest, involving members of Makerere University Academic Staff Association, MUASA, Makerere Administrative Staff Association, MASA, and National Union of Education Institutions, was confirmed in a letter addressed to the University Council Chairperson Lorna Magara on Monday. Now, the striking staff are demanding salary harmonization as part of their grievances. The situation could have a significant impact on the university's operations, including classes, administrative processes, and ongoing research projects, potentially delaying academic schedules and disrupting the academic environment for students and staff alike. Dr. Robert Kakuru says the industrial action is still on until the management solves the matter.
Submitted them. We have already drafted them and submitted them. We are supposed to meet him on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Where we are going to discuss all these issues with management and the staff association leaders and with the Minister of Public Service. We believe that in that meeting we shall get a clear position on the way forward. For now, my appeal to members is to stick to their resolution and respect their resolution. The industrial action is still on.
I want to advise the association to be rational. We had a meeting, we told them we are going to handle the matter. The matter is still being handled. So the association should advise all their members to go back to work, those who are not at work, because I'm aware that the majority of the staff are at work and doing their work. And as management, what we shall do is to make sure that everybody does their work as these negotiations are going on. Okay. So my appeal to the associations is if they want these matters to be resolved amicably, they should withdraw their declaration of laying down the tools, because if they don't do it, then for us as management, we shall put in place the necessary measures to make sure that everybody does their work as their issues are being addressed.
Whoever threatens staff and it is in writing, we shall demand for their resignation. and we shall add it on the resolution of the Joint General Assembly, and we want to warn whoever is behind all this that staff have a legal right to withdraw their labor. Slavery ended, and the law is very clear. Staff have a right to withdraw their labor peacefully until their matters are resolved. We are law-abiding citizens. We expect the university management and all the subsidiary staff, the line managers, to respect the rights of employees.
It would be very fair to consider the schedule that was attached when they were requesting for that money, because it was a work of both associations and management and council. We computed the document together, but we are shocked that things have turned around when money is due to be given to our members.
The Inspector General of Government, Betty Kamya, has announced that her office will investigate Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, over transparency concerns surrounding its recent 2024 census report. Speaking at a media briefing held at Uganda Media Center, Kamya highlighted that Uganda is set to commemorate the International Ombuds Day, an arm responsible for protecting rights of citizens and ensuring effective service delivery.
The Inspectorate of Government, as Uganda's regulator, derives its mandate from the Constitution to hold public offices accountable and ensure effective service delivery. In response to public concern, the office is yet to initiate an investigation into the recently released 2024 census report.
We made them pay back up to 1 billion shillings. And this is an interesting case, which I assure you that we shall get interested in this one.
Queries on the census report come through as Uganda joins the rest of the world in commemorating International Ombudsman Day. Chief Ombudsman Betty Kamya highlighted the importance of promoting access to services and addressing public complaints.
For instance, you apply for a certificate of title, and 1 year down the road, you have not yet received your certificate of title, and there's no reason why you have not received it, but people are dilly-dallying so that you can pay them, or out of sheer incompetence or sheer lack of spirit to do their work. That citizen is not supposed to sit down and just wait until the public officer is able to serve them.
Kamya stressed the need for a shift in mindset among citizens, encouraging them to demand quality services and report cases of poor governance.
Because the mindset now is the public officer is the boss. And for you, the one taxpayer who has come to get a service from the public officer, you have come for a favor. And if you don't behave well and talk well and take all that crap, you will not get served. There needs a shift in the mindset change so that the public demand quality, service and respect.
She also urged the public to speak out against maladministration and failures in the rule of law.
You go to an office and the officer is there reading his papers and swinging in his chair and having his tea. You have waited for 2 days, then he leaves his coat on the chair and then he says, I'm going out, you come back tomorrow. You have traveled all the way from Kabale to come for your certificate of title. You closed your shop, you are not on your farm, you spent money for transport, you are sleeping in a hotel. He's not counting all that because he's a big boss, and his secretary is saying, the boss will not see you. He's not the boss. You are the taxpayer. You are the boss.
In the 2023-2024 financial year, the Inspectorate of Government resolved 636 cases across ministries, departments, agencies and local governments. Of these, 135 cases were resolved within ministries, departments and agencies, while 501 were addressed at the local government level. Uganda will commemorate Ombuds Day on November 6th joining the global community in this observance. Cayenne Faith and Dan Lugemois for UBC.
Also, the Office of the Inspectorate of Government has undertaken investigations over failed completion of earmarked projects at Gulu University. A project under development response to displacement impact received 2.5 billion shillings meant for fish farming. However, the funds were mismanaged.
It was in 2019 when the Hoima campus of Gulu University signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Office of the Prime Minister. The Memorandum of Understanding detailed the implementation of an ecological fish pond project establishment in 11 refugee host districts.
So Gulu University in particular, Hoima campus, were recruited, or we brought them on board because of their prior experience in NUSAF 3.
In what came to be known as the Ecological Fish Farming and Waste Management Project, a 1.6 billion shillings project was awarded to set up 55 fish ponds in 5 years.
We gave them specifically fish farming and waste management in 11 districts.
According to the Office of the Prime Minister, out of the 2.3 billion shillings, Gulu University Hoima campus took 70% of the funds to set up the fish pond project. Out of the 1.6 billion shillings, 1.4 billion shillings was to secure inputs, while the remaining 248 million would facilitate the university staff and train the beneficiaries. Other costs included 354 million shillings for labor managed by groups, 236 million shillings for environment, social restoration and proper project management. In Obongi district, project funds worth 620 million shillings for 6 groups that were transferred to Gulu University Hoima campus were diverted, which caused group members to reject the project.
What happened is that there was a case of suspected connivance because the district gave this money under the former cow, Mr. Leroux Andrew, and this money was given to Gulu University. But unfortunately, up to today, nothing has happened.
Dr. Deep, as the acronym goes, is a World Bank project that began in 2017. It was funded through the investment project financing loan of about $50 million and an additional $150 million grant. Its launch was meant to provide development and income support to the vulnerable nationals and refugees in refugee host communities.
We are responding to the effects of displacement, effects of refugee coming.
Improving access to basic social services, expanding economic opportunities and enhancing environmental management were some of the objectives of the project.
Was to give an alternative source of income to the people who are depending on the wetlands. You know, fish farming is a permissible activity at the banks of the wetlands. So, as we tell people to get out of the wetland in order to ensure that the wetland rejuvenates or recovers or is restored, we are giving them an alternative.
11 districts were targeted, including Isenjiro, Chegegwa, Kamwenge, Hoima, Chikube, Chiriandongo, Arua, Koboko, Yumbe, Moyo, and Ajumani district. Others were Obongi, Madiokolo, Lamuo, and Terego districts.
They are just imposed to us. You come and work in district A and B. And then we don't sign, we don't have agreements with the implementing agents. Those are some of the challenges which we are facing as a district.
The first phase of the $50 million was to benefit only nationals in building schools, health centers, provision of water, and restoration of the degraded environment. Not all went well as planned.
The challenge I saw, one, is their inconsistency in the staffing. Because we had a good staff they began with, who came here, they presented to us the good reports, they presented to us the good designs, we agreed to the budgets, we agreed to rescope. 1 month down the road, 2 months down the road, you hear they have been chased.
Beneficiaries of the ecological fish pond sub-projects in West Nile region faulted Gulu University for incompetence and connivance.
Case in Parolinya, in Indiri, where they were trying to construct a hatchery by Gulu University. remember, Dr. Deep has ended, but on 15th July, a month later, they were trying to start a new project, and the community rose up and we had them arrested.
In Obongi district, for example, 11 ghost projects were registered in connivance with the university. The area RDC Mpimbaza Shaka confirmed the development.
So what they did as Gulu University, we have just heard that they went and got some drums. And after getting drums, they threw them in the water, claiming that they are doing what they call fish cage farming. And the people have rejected.
In Arua district, inputs of Omvoya Community Fish Farming Group had a duly approved budget of 28.6 million for 21 inputs.
Feeds of about 2,600 kilograms. But what we received for now is 10 kilograms. And it is even...
However, out of the 28 million shillings, 17 was never released. By the time the project was closing on 30th June 2024, only 10 items amounting to 3 million shillings had been delivered, according to the official delivery note dated 26th September 2023.
Except that the community has been cheated. Reason one, the money we send for other inputs for the community to be used at the site. They have not, they didn't even bring it. Now, the other thing is follow-up of this project is not being done.
The report also indicated that 5 inputs amounting to 6 million shillings were delivered without documentation from the university. Johnson Opigo, the Obongi Principal Fisheries Officer, asked the Office of the Prime Minister to often involve local governments in project designing and procurement processes.
These kind of projects are being designed. They should involve experts so much in it so that some of the shortcomings can be avoided.
The projects were supervised by the Environment Officer in charge of projects at the Office of the Prime Minister, Moses Sekaja, who admitted the challenges.
Our position as Dr. Deep and as Office of the Prime Minister, we want to have our money recovered.
Gulu University Vice Chancellor Professor George Openjero contested any formal agreements signed between the university's Hoima campus and the Office of the Prime Minister for the said sub-projects.
And we did not enter any formal contract of implementing any project with the Office of the Prime Minister as Gulu University, because all contracts are signed by the VC or the University Secretary.
Such anomalies and controversies have since caught the attention of the Inspectorate of Government.
A number of projects awarded to Gulu University some were completed, others were partially completed, and some had never been commenced at all. So when we came in as the Inspectorate of Government, we are looking at the completed project and saying, well, this is a thumbs up, this is a good job. Partially completed, we are asking for deadlines, we want them to complete. Those that have not been commenced at all, we are looking for value for money.
The IGG seeks to establish how the projects were managed and mismanaged. The Deputy Inspector General of Government, Dr. Patricia Achan Okiria, confirmed the ongoing inquiry into the matter.
Ask for Gulu University to give us full accountability. If they had been paid money and they have not implemented, they refund the money. Because this is about service to the community. And we're also looking at value for money. You're serving, but how are you serving? Are you giving them the best service, or you are not giving them any service at all?
The ecological fish pond sub-project was designed to benefit a total of 1,510,759 nationals and 1,250,000 refugees across the 15 refugee host districts. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
Winning requires the stamina of a lion. But most importantly, it requires that you carry that water up to the top of the hill. However, you must use a spoon. Take the water now. Go, run, climb up the hill. 72 spoons. Faster, go, go. Winning is hard, But with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mult Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
To help businesses recover from the impact of COVID-19, government introduced a tax amnesty through a waiver of interest and penalty on outstanding principal tax as at June 30th, 2023. Accordingly, URA has since July 2024 been implementing this waiver. To benefit, simply pay your outstanding principal tax by December 31st, 2024, and the waiver is applied automatically upon payment confirmation. This amnesty applies to domestic taxes, namely income tax, rental tax, payee, and others. Grab this golden opportunity today. For more, use the platforms displayed.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Tonight. Chairman Sam Buchanan of the Luweero NRM Youth Brigade has urged grassroots supporters in Luweero district to remain steadfast in their commitment to the party. He was highlighting its ambitious plans for Uganda and Africa. Buchanan delivered this message while addressing members of the NRM Omuntu wa Wansi Development Organization during a check distribution event at Luweero Sub-County Community Center.
The chairperson of the Omuntu wa Wansi Development Organization, Sentongo Betty Takwa, emphasized that the donated checks will significantly contribute to alleviating poverty for members of the organization. Lawrence Bukenya, a portrait expert with the Luweero NRM Youth Brigade, provided crucial advice on the care required for the chicks during their first month to ensure profitable returns.
Nawe tukusaba bwotuuka sooka ofuuyire ekiyumba kyo. Oyinza oba wavuddeyo tofuuyidde kati sooka otuuke fuuyire ekiyumba kyo sooka otte obuuka okukola ki obukirimu. Bwe tuba tufuuyira tetugenda fuuyiza ddagala liwangaala mu kiyumba. Olw'okuba kati enkoko zaffe weeziri zirina okusibya olwaleero nga ziridde zinywedde.
100 individuals from Luweero Town Council, Zirobwe, Wobulenzi, Kamira TC, Makulubita SC, Bombo TC, Bamnanika SC, Ghetto Youth, Gisos and Disos received the complimentary chicks, which are expected to boost household incomes.
Omwami ono kukyamaali omukulu wa Youth Brigade okuba nti atujjukidde naddala ffe abavubuka abato ab'owansi.
Era ekyemmanyi kigenda okweyongeraho ku nfuna yaffe tubasobola okusomesa abaana baffe abanaaba abafuzi ab'enkya abakulembeze.
Chicks Distribution Initiative is spearheaded by Chairman Sam Buchanan, who has already distributed 50,000 chicks and aims to reach 5 million before the 2026 presidential and parliamentary elections.
mwana waffe akoze eki, mwana weka akoze eki, muganda akoze eki, munyarwanda akoze eki, mukiga akoze eki. Twagala sente, twagala kweja mu bwavu.
Chana's leadership encourages Luweero residents to unite against land grabbers and other social injustices.
Omuntu wa wansi teyasoma olw'okuba nti olutalo lwali mu Luweero wano emyaka gyammwe temwasoma, omuntu obogenda ku ssomero tebuliiwo. Omuntu wa wansi ne bajja ne bakutwalako ekibanja kyo ne bagamba ate genda mu kkooti. Tolina ekyokusookera ddala, tolina transport ekutwala mu kkooti. Ekyokubiri tolina ssente za looya. Ekyo ekibanja kiba ne kigenze. Omuntu wa wansi abeere wani?
Meanwhile, market vendors, market masters and residents of Kasana Luweero town have praised Luweero Secondary School for organizing a significant clean-up effort in the community to mark this year's Independence Day. Deputy Headmaster for Academics Moses Dumba explained that the initiative was aimed at giving back to the community by addressing the litter that had accumulated in markets, streets and alleys throughout the town.
The market master of the Kasana Bakusimaja roadside fruits market, Zubair Kasana, commended the school and its students for their impactful contribution on Independence Day.
But for us as Luweerenses, we know that we can't exist without the community. So there is always a need to go back to the community and support it. Therefore, I conclude by appealing to them to live from what we have done and to always give back to the community.
Market vendors expressed their gratitude for the cleanup, highlighting its positive effect on the community.
Olwekyo tusaba mutima ogw'okwagala ensi yaffe.
Enthusiastic about their efforts, the students have requested that Luweero Town Council leaders provide education on proper waste disposal practices such as garbage sorting to enhance community awareness.
Recyclable materials such as bottles and others which are non-biodegradable, those ones should be collected by people and be taken to places where they can be recycled from in order so that we can manufacture other products.
Like if you want a safe Uganda, if you want a Uganda that is going to be there for some time, one that is going to be beneficial to both of us, the children to come, coming generations. I think garbage disposal, one in Luweero, it is very poor.
The cleanup covered key areas including the Kasana Town Main Market and Luweero Town Central Market. This initiative underscores the importance of community involvement and responsible waste management as Luweero SS students lead the way in fostering a cleaner, healthier environment.
And the Kampala Capital City Authority has urged not to confiscate goods of hawkers, which could threaten their ability to repay loans and derail the Imyoga and Parish Development Model Program's objectives. This has been disclosed by Minister for Kampala, Hajat Kabanda, in a meeting with a committee set up to monitor the progress of government programs.
The Development Model Program is making substantial progress in Kampala Central Division, with beneficiaries starting saving, demonstrating the program's potential to uplift communities and empower local entrepreneurs.
What I saw in Wachiso district is different from what I'm seeing right now. The other, at least this is the third meeting now in Kampala Central Division. But people received money, the 1 million. And so far, they are also saving. So at least, so far so good in Kampala Central Division. I encourage them to tell their friends that this man is for real.
Despite progress, some challenges have emerged with concerns of the confiscation of goods from beneficiaries, which could threaten their ability to repay loans and derail the program's objectives.
No, right from the beginning we refused to confiscate things from these people. These are poor people. You take their things. They have just borrowed money from PDM, then you take it. They would, I think cases should sit with these people and advise them as where are they supposed to work from and how are they going to work to benefit this money. Otherwise, if they just confiscate the money, then that means they will not pay back this money.
Minister Kabanda says several businesses in the area are struggling, making it difficult for beneficiaries to generate sufficient income. A focus on providing beneficiaries with clear business guidance, having a structured business plan in place is a crucial step towards ensuring successful entrepreneurship.
All these beneficiaries have so far received 1 million shillings in this program. But according to the chairpersons of the various circles in these parishes, they are saying they have so many applicants who are yet to receive, and yet the allocation of 100 million per parish, they are still looking at it as quite small.
Promoting financial literacy among beneficiaries is essential to equip them with the knowledge needed to manage their finances effectively and avoid the risk of losing their assets. Concerns about limited funding and the selection criteria for beneficiaries has been highlighted. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And leaders from 3 opposition political parties have disregarded the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill 2024, which was introduced by Member of Parliament Mityana South Richard Lumo. They say it should not be allowed to reach second reading, should be shelved and squashed. The bill that seeks to have all opposition political parties in Parliament elect a leader of opposition was referred to the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee for members to make consultations with stakeholders within a period of 45 days.
Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee is conducting consultations on the administration of Parliament Amendment Bill 2024. The committee engaged with opposition political parties, starting with Alliance for National Transformation, Uganda People's Congress and Forum for Democratic Change Party. The President, Alliance for National Transformation, General Mugisha Muntu, proposed that Lumu Bill should not be passed because it is recipe for disaster in Uganda, emphasizing that whatever is being done should look at building strong institutions.
To appoint a leader of opposition from outside their control, you have created a second power center.
So let's not create an avenue, colleagues, that will literally scatter the opposition, which ordinarily should guide this country.
National Coordinator Alliance for Transformation Political Party Ali Salasso says that what is being proposed in the bill is a defect to multipartyism and nothing is broken that the bill seeks to fix. They say that the political party with numerical strength must be the one to submit the name of the leader of opposition, emphasizing that if the bill is enacted, it will take away the powers of the official opposition party.
This bill completely in its entirety, and we simply request this committee to recommend to the House that this bill does not go to second reading. That is the only prayer.
Members of Parliament had different reactions to this statement, emphasizing that Lumu is bringing this bill to bring harmony, citing some rifts in the leadership of NUP as the party with the leader of opposition.
Parties. They are different parties with different ideologies, different objectives. So bringing them together
within the National Unity Platform, there has been a series of rifts, especially in the leadership, that has culminated into the parliamentary affairs quite consistently. would I not be right to look at that in the perspective of a broken situation that needs to be fixed?
Internal challenges within NUP or any other opposition party, it should be left that party to be able to resolve those internal contradictions.
Forum for Democratic Change Party President Patrick Oboya Muriat says the bill diminishes the position of the official opposition political party in Parliament. Amuriat says it is the opinion of FDC that opposition leadership is determined by the election outcome in the general election, expressing the fear that if the bill becomes law, it will entrench the control by allowing the ruling party manipulate the opposition.
The largest opposition party, the right to elect the law is undemocratic and undermines the power of the very voters that put trust in them. Becomes law, and I hope it doesn't, it would further entrench the NRM's control by allowing the ruling party to manipulate the opposition's leadership. This could lead to a situation where the leader of opposition is forced to toe the NRM's line, fearing impeachment if she doesn't comply.
Robert Centenary from FDC wondered how the mover and seconder of the bill managed to make it and bring it without first consulting from the leadership of their own parties.
Very big shame. And I would, if possible, I would appeal to our colleagues, the leadership of those two political parties, to bring to book these members if they are not willing to shoot down their shameful bill. Seconded by Honorable Kakembo, a member of the National Unity Platform. And there seems to be a democratic approach to sucking NRM into the mix of the bill. Could this be that there is suffocation within the opposition parties?
The Secretary General UPC, Fred Ebil, says the bill is brought in bad faith, it is redundant, destroys the opposition and is going to cause divisionism. UPC, like other parties that appeared, want Parliament to first look at the Supreme Court pronouncement on electoral reforms.
Instead of causing cohesion in the opposition, it will cause that division in the opposition more. So we have a feeling that, honorable members, if we all agree, let us shelve this bill and have the amendments that the Minister of Justice should bring, the constitutional amendments.
That ordered the people in power today to consider certain reforms. This is in the records of the courts of Uganda.
I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Uganda fire! Endiva fire! Our border fire!
Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! As Uganda Crane showed Congo, why nobody is called a Katino? Mayuwa wa mubiri Gabuli Joe! Katinga Uganda Crane 6 on South Sudan on the 11th of October. Bring more fire and support even harder Nambole. Dial *165*20# or go to buy ticket on the Momo app to get your discounted ordinary ticket at 20k on Momo. And it comes with a free train ride to Nambole. Cash is 25k. Camp starts at 7 p.m. The first 2 Nel special beers go for 1k each when you buy with Momo at MTN Gavut Day. Uganda Cranes Fire! MTN Fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, truly unstoppable.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mood Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
In
the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy, Wanawoli.
And now in business, the Acting Director, Directorate of Industrial Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, David Mubiru, has urged all private and government training institutions to renew their licenses. He made this statement during a post-examinations and technical review, emphasizing the need for institutions to meet the evolving standards set by the ministry.
The TVET policy of 2019 was passed by Parliament, introducing reforms that require all training institutions to renew their licenses. Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board has undergone significant reforms aimed at enhancing its quality, capacity and relevance. The acting director of the Directorate of Industrial Training, David Mubiru, emphasized the importance of licensing in the TVET sector, the consequences of non-compliance, and the role of institutions in shaping the future of Uganda's workforce.
There are people who licensed their TVET institutions way back, say 10 years ago, and they have expired TVET licenses in the old TVET system. After 2021, there is a circular that passed, that was signed by our minister, advising all providers of TVET to come to the department and register and declare that they are out there training on behalf of government. It is unfortunate that many of the people that are providing TVET out there today have not yet come.
The main goal of these reforms is to establish who is training, what equipment they use, and whether they have the infrastructure to offer quality education.
Now, after assessing, we say that according to your capacity and the infrastructure you have, you can offer the following courses or programs, and we'll give you that certificate. So far, the response is very good, but also we are still appealing to those who have not responded. Now, to us as people who are carrying out assessment, is that we are going to be constrained come January, that if you have not registered or you have not been licensed, we shall not be able to prepare for your exams.
The Ministry of Education and Sports has set a 6-month window for institutions to complete the licensing process, which will expire in December. In addition to ensuring that institutions meet technical and infrastructure requirements, there is a growing focus on the importance of instilling the right attitudes in students.
My request to UBTEB was, as we look at knowledge, assess skills, can we also look at the issue of attitude? And we got a good response that as these people do real-life projects, attitude is also assessed in there, because you are able to see which person doesn't want to use his hands to do things, which person is actually studying for convenience, but his heart is not there, because attitude is all about the inward behavior of a person.
One of the challenges facing the TVET sector is the perception that vocational training is a last resort for students who do not succeed in other academic fields. However, this perception is changing, with many parents now recognizing the value of vocational skills. The Ministry of Education and Sports is working to broaden access to TVET programs and decentralize admissions to make vocational education more accessible to a wider audience. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And over 1,000 women entrepreneurs across the country have already benefited from the GROW project implemented by the Ministry of Gender and Social Development. This was revealed by Betty Amongi, Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, during the presser on GROW Lawn project implementation at Media Centre in Kampala.
The GROW project, in partnership with commercial banks, is to lend money to women in addition to over 18.98 billion shillings that has been lent out.
This loan amount has benefited 1,193 women entrepreneurs across the country. Of this 1,193 women, 995, which is 83% of the women entrepreneurs, receive loans in the category of 4 to 20 million. So which means it is majorly the small businesses that are accessing the money.
The project also benefits the disadvantaged areas like refugee areas, high poverty rate areas as an affirmative action.
So if you are a community where the refugees are, we are taking you as an affirmative action, and the grant to support you if you diligently pay the half, while the rest will get 5% if you are in a refugee host district. We will give you a grant of 8%. Then we also have other regions that has disadvantaged. We are giving them affirmative action where the poverty rate is high. This is Karamoja, Busoga, Bukedi region. These three regions, if you pay your loan half without default, we are giving you a grant of 10%.
For the women who don't have collateral, the project is soon introducing Group Circle to help women get loans on group guarantee.
However, we are bringing on board circles. And I think also that answered some of the issue you raised. We are bringing on board some few large circles and MFIs that can lend to women without asking for collateral. We expect this to happen in the coming 2 months. The women will be able to access loans without collateral. However, they would use group guarantees.
GROW project is meant to support women who are already in business, and the agriculture sector so far is the most benefiting. Post Bank, Centenary Bank, Equity Bank, Finance Trust, and DFCU Bank are expected to handle the funds. Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire and Dan Lugemwa for UBC.
And Mountain Dew and Red Rhino Sports, in association with Federation of Uganda Basketball Association, have announced a nationwide 3x3 basketball series. Let's take a look.
Federation of Uganda Basketball Association's quest to grow the brand of 3x3 basketball has been boosted by Mountain Dew that has launched a nationwide series.
So this time round, we are very excited to start this new journey with basketball. We know that a lot of our audience are young Ugandans, people who love basketball, players as well. And so this is a good opportunity for us to connect with them from the grassroots. Our sponsorship will cover tournament setup costs, players' vests, basketballs, trophies, certificates, product and hydration during the games, as well as entertainment for the fans.
These series are a reserve for players below the age of 25 and will have 7 qualifier spots in 5 cities before a grand finale in Kampala. The qualifiers that start on 19th October at Makerere University's pool court will also be played in Mbarara, Gulu, Mbale, Mukono and Jinja.
So we are currently preparing for Africa Cup, which is taking place in Madagascar, and this is a great opportunity to open up the player identification across the country. Basketball has been so locked up in Kampala, and going out there actually gives us an opportunity to identify these players. And the timeline is great because Africa Cup is in November.
The major rules of this series to be played in both genders are that all players should be under 25 years, with each team having a maximum of 2 National Basketball League players and no more than 2 foreigners.
And we are thrilled and excited to be unveiling yet another platform for local athletes to develop, showcase their skills, entertain their fans, and win great prizes.
There will be a cash prize at every level, with a grand finale respective gender winners expected to cash 2 million Uganda shillings.
And Luwero District celebrated Independence Day with a football match held at Bamunanika Playground. While officiating at the game, an area leader, Elizabeth Salabwa, lauded the youth for participating in games and sports. And that does it for News Tonight for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. Dorothy Namayomba on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi.